Hey, what's up, everyone? Let's see. Okay, so a little bit, long time no see. um, didn't stream last week. Trying to get back into the swing of things now after a little bit of a break. Yeah, let me talk about what I've done. So I have worked a little bit on the model since I was last streaming. What did I do? So it's just kind of been whittling away at the topology here. Just like going in, changing things, changing the flow of things, adding new loops, and trying to find a good way to stitch everything together. I feel like a majority of the stuff here is semi-resolved. It's just about like there's islands of detail, islands like features, that need to be stitched together. Like the head is kind of its own island that needs to be stitched to the neck, and all the limbs and stuff need to be stitched into the rest of the body. I find that is kind of the hardest part of this mesh so far. And I'm actually still changing stuff. Like today, a little bit before stream, I was changing the flow of this, the fin. So before, let's see, this is actually a duplicate of this mesh. So before, the fin topology looked like this. And one of the reasons why I'm changing it is because I just didn't like this flow. You see how it bunches up here at the tip of the fin? And I felt like I could probably get a little bit better of just a flow of the overall mesh if I kind of went... I kind of lost sight of the form, basically, like the way what is the form doing underneath all of the topology, basically. So if I'm drawing like form lines across the topology, see like the longer length of the form goes this way. So that's kind of what I'm trying to impart, I guess, into the mesh. So yeah, I'm still kind of in the process of doing that. And we'll see how far we get today. I'm doing it to, I like the way this is turning out. So I'm doing it to this fin here too. Only problem is now I got to figure out how I'm going to get this to flow into the rest of the body, but we'll see how it goes. So I'll just settle in and start trying to tackle all of this stuff. Topology is like, it's one of those things where I feel like it benefits from a good break sometimes. A lot of times, if at least for me, if I try to just like if I tried to just like tackle the whole thing and keep on going until I'm happy with stuff, a lot of times like I'll get stuck. There are kind of a little bit there's like dead ends that I can hit. And when I get into those points, it's pretty beneficial to just kind of stop, do something else, work on a different part of the model or something, because a lot of times after those breaks, the solution to whatever problem I'm having will usually pop up. So it's kind of what I'm dealing with here is like, you know, I started the fins one way and then had a few days in between work sessions, and coming back to it, I'm really realizing that it's probably a better way to do it. And that's what I'm kind of implementing here. I'm trying to keep, you can see I've marked certain loops here with this red. Partially that's because that's where I want a UV island to be. I mean, these delineations mark where a UV island is going to be. So like this whole thing will be its own island. I'm going to divide the top from the bottom, so that's going to be its own island. But I'm using these as sort of markers to help me keep track of things. One of the hard things about retopology, and at least the way I'm doing it right now, is you really have to keep track of loops and make sure that they're not they're terminating in one clean loop. They're not starting to spiral, because a spiral is it'll just cause issues when you're unwrapping. If you get a spiral that just goes down a form, like down an arm or something, it's just not good. So these little marks kind of help me keep track of that. It's also, it's helping me kind of count the segments that I have, because I want to make sure that, like, for example, here on this fin, the number of segments that I have here on this face is got to be the same as the number of segments that I have here. So I can kind of count, you know, how many I have here, and then just mirror that over, or just keep that in mind when I'm working on the other side. Let's see. I was kind of debating between doing more retopology stuff tonight or doing some color explorations. I do really want to get into color soon. I have some ideas, but I figure try and get at least one more session of the retopo in here. It might actually need, excuse me, it might actually need more than one. I think this might be the second retopo session. So I might need like 3 or 4 maybe total to get through all of this. Depends. If I can work on it a little bit outside of stream, then that'll go by faster. Yeah, I'm excited to texture this guy. I might be like jumping the gun a little bit because there's still some sculpting stuff that I need to work on. But it should be a lot easier now that I got this new mesh, or I will have the new mesh. So, okay, so that's gonna be my midline, this one here. And I wanna make sure that midline is nice and consistent down the whole bin. Just mark this, and it's I'm kind of, so there's 2 ways I can unwrap this. I can unwrap it so that way there's 2 separate faces. We have this like lower face and we have this top face here, or I can kind of slice it down the middle here and then like unfold it like almost like a butterfly sort of, yeah, like a butterfly sort of cut. It'll have 2 halves and then it'll be joined in the middle, kind of like a book. It'll have the spine. I'm not sure. I guess I'll have to, I'm kind of mentally just like planning ahead a little bit. But sometimes, you know, I might just need to see it to determine whether one way is better than the other. But I think either way will work. It's just a matter of like how many islands I want. I think I'm going to use UDIMs for this. I'm not going to do, it's not going to be just like all on one sheet. It's not a game mesh. I'm not going to be treating it like a game mesh. I'm going to be trying to treat it more like a film asset would be, even though a film asset would probably have way more UDIMs than I'm going to probably end up having. I'll probably have around like 8 to 10 for the body. I mean, that's usually how many tiles I do for my dino models. But you can add it like as many as you want. It's just a matter of like, can your texturing software handle them? And I know I'm going to be using Substance Painter, and I know Substance does not like it can handle maybe like 20 UDIMs and still do pretty well, but you get higher than that, at least for me, it starts to chug a lot. I think that's where I would need to transition to maybe like, what is it called? Mari or something like that. But I don't know how to use Mari. I have a tutorial on how to use it. It's like a 16 hour long tutorial. I have only gotten through maybe like 4 hours of it. It's a pretty cool tutorial, actually. It's like this guy is sculpting a like gorilla, like reptilian gorilla creature. It's pretty detailed. Interesting to see how he goes about everything, because in some ways the gorilla has a lot of like scales and stuff on it. And from what I remember, he was basically retopoing around every scale, which is pretty impressive, but it did look pretty time consuming. So this, I think, is going to be my continuation of the midline. Just mark it. See how this comes together here. Came together pretty nicely on the end here, but this is not. I feel like I can do a similar thing here. I'm just trying to visualize it really quick. Yeah, let's see. I think this area here. This doesn't have to be as like scrunched up here. So it's this area that's causing me the issue. I can delete that and restart it a little bit. Let's see. I think I might have a better solution. So I'm trying to keep these fairly even. The spacing between all of these guys. So this would probably come out here. Might have to do a triangle here. Maybe. Temporarily, at least. These two can be extruded. Uh-oh. These two can be extruded into the corner over here. That's basically what I wanted. Only thing is that area bother me. I might have to deal with it. Or I could just shift these around a little bit. And make a slice here, maybe. Because this would resolve pretty nicely like that. The only thing is I have an extra loop here. See if I dissolve the edges. I could add some, this probably needs a little bit more. Just a little. It works pretty well except for that area. Oh, I should probably mark this seam here too. Oh, do we have some issue here? See, this is one of those, this is an example of something I don't want. So if you follow this seam, I'm trying to make a nice neat loop around this feature here, which is like kind of like secondary, like I'm imagining that these are maybe even like almost gill slits, or it's an alternate way to expel air, maybe. I don't know. But this area, I want a nice loop around it to enclose it. See, like this is this here is nice and enclosed. So I want an outer loop basically around that. But what's happening is I'm getting this loop, this edge that's going around, but then it's like going down, which is not good. So I'm gonna have to redirect it somehow. What would be good? I have to redirect it this way, back over here. Sometimes, I don't know, sometimes you kind of just have to cut it and then like try and fix the mess that it makes. So we'll try that. And redirect these guys coming down here toward the belly. Well, this would need to probably get more scrunched up in here. Keep on forgetting to change that face project stuff. Okay. So I'm gonna mark this just to give myself like give future me a indication of what I'm trying to do here. I want a loop around that. I'm not sure. Yeah, this part is tricky. It might be one of those areas that I come back to after resolving some other stuff. Let's try and... where should I go from here? Like I said before, it's a lot of like staring at stuff at this mesh. Just kind of zooming in, zooming out, looking at like trying to consider alternate paths for things to take. Hey, Stormfire, how's it going? I wish this kind of, I think this is going to work out really well, this flipper. This one was working out pretty well, except for that little area that's kind of getting on my nerves. Not too shabby. How about you? I'm doing all right. Doing all right. Just kind of racking my brain here, trying to figure this out. I think I've gotten to the point with this mesh where it is like, maybe I spoke a little too soon earlier where I said like it was coming together fairly easily. There's starting to be some spots that are like, they're giving me a run for my money now. I was hoping to get through most of this, like, because this stuff is can be kind of tedious. I don't know if it's necessarily the most interesting thing to watch on stream, but I kind of have to do it, so there's no way around it for me, really. Just trying to count how many leaps I have here. This is the third one. Just even all these out. So I should have a total of, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. So we'll try to aim for that. Have to keep an eye on the little doggo over there. So today we went on a walk. We've been doing walks during lunchtime. We took the 2 dogs out today. My little doggo, she was kind of tugging a little bit more than she usually was, or than she has been. I think she might have, like, I don't know, it seemed like there's a lot of friction on her paws, basically, and a couple of her toe pads got a little bit raw. So we put some, like, ointment on them. I'm kind of just watching her a little bit out of the corner of my eye to make sure she's not, like, limping or anything. Okay, so these 2 correspond, those 2 correspond, that's the midline. So we have one more. Well, we have more than one, but that one should correspond to that. We'll stitch these together. Okay. So this mostly works, I think. Yeah. It's lining up okay. Straighten this part out. Yeah. So we got that mostly figured out. Notice I think I can, I don't know, maybe I can actually just duplicate these faces and then pull them down. I'd have to invert the normals. But we can try it. So duplicate, I will take off the magnetism there and then pull it down. Let's go face, mesh, normals, flip. Put the attraction back on, or the projection back on. And we'll stitch these points together. This technique works fairly well for flat things, fins, wings. Kind of have to, I mean, if I did like a shrink wrap or something, I could probably project them to the surface much faster. But sometimes the shrink wrap kind of makes everything like tangled up. Sometimes it's not the best thing to do. Like we'll put this. Did I do the right thing? Yeah, maybe. Let's just project these points down onto the surface here. Make sure they're sticking to something. It might have to, let's see, I should probably resolve this area first before I think too much about finishing that little tail bit. Because I'm wondering if I need like sort of like a supporting edge. Because if I take this off, if I take that off and I just look at the mesh, this area here, it's kind of like it's almost like a knife edge, like it's very flat, and then it comes to a sharp point and then it becomes flat again, when I actually want it to kind of roll around so we can capture that rounded edge there. But I probably need another loop to do that, like in between here. So what I probably should have done, yeah, this is gonna get kind of messy here. basically I need these like meeting in the center. Grab these two. Something like this. Okay. Fill that in there. The end here. Okay. I think maybe that works for now. Probably come back to it. Yeah, I mean, overall, I'm much happier with that. This like flow than the older one. So I think that's a good, I mean, that's a step in the right direction. Why is it, why am I not seeing my, this is a low poly. Edit. What did I do? Oh, I turned off the overlays. That's what I did. Okay. Oh, you know what? Might be cool. I can split this. I don't know. Maybe it's not that valuable, but just so I can have and other people can have a view of the model, or maybe the area of the model that I'm working on. The windows won't like update in tandem or anything, but could be useful. Kind of wish they would update in tandem. Just like one, like slightly more zoomed out than the other one. Okay. I'm gonna have to go through this whole mesh because I'm sure there's some like overlapping edges. There's probably some vertices that are like doubled up or something that I'm screwing up, not seeing. It always happens that way. It's kind of hard to keep track because things are like so transparent. It's basically just lines and dots that you're looking at on the mesh. So if something's overlapping, or if you've got like an edge that's doubled up on itself or something like that, it can be hard to see. But there's a few ways to clean that up afterwards. Yeah, I need to. So the issue I'm having, like I zipped up all of these edges, and I probably should have waited. I needed to do this sort of thing with it. Okay. Yeah. That is how I should have done the other side. But I do like the way that's looking otherwise. Okay. Okay, so I need to mark. I'm gonna do it anyway, just to kind of keep myself consistent, but that needs more work. We'll mark the seam there. Now I'll mark it there. Wait, mark. I think, let's see, I think I can bevel. I think I can bevel this edge. The dead dudes. What are the dead dudes? Yeah, that bevel works, but I need another loop here. This is a very annoying spot to work in. Oh, and this little edge didn't get beveled. Great. Okay, I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna chop off this, because this is getting like, it's too crammed in here. Like I'm trying to work on the faces on the inside surface here, and this tail is getting in my way. So I'm gonna chop off this piece of the mesh. And then, because all I need is, I just need a surface to project to. It doesn't necessarily have to be attached to the whole rest of the body. So I can come in here, just grab what I need. And then hopefully that will stop me from projecting onto the wrong surfaces or like having to wedge my camera in there really awkwardly. So I think that's good enough. Maybe a little bit more. Maybe clean it up just a little. Okay, duplicate it, separate it. Let's label this so that way I know what I'm looking at, and then get this back here. Only thing is, I still have what the heck? Might not be a problem. I still have to look through this stuff, but I can probably hide it. Let's see, can I hide it? Yeah. But I need to show transparency. And I can select everything, hide that, and then I should be good. Because I just want to clean up this little interior area. The the projection mesh is also kind of, well, it's decimated, so it's got all kinds of nasty triangles moving in every little direction. The smaller surfaces like this took kind of a bigger hit to it. So these vertices they're projecting to not the best topology. I don't know. I guess I could go back into ZBrush and decimate a better, like a higher resolution model. So I could get something a little bit cleaner to project to. I don't know, it might not be too big a deal. So majority of, like, this is a very small section. The rest of the model doesn't really suffer from this. And I'm feeling a little bit being lazy right now. I don't want to go back into ZBrush and redecimate anything. I think it'll probably screw up the stream too, because processes like that, projection, decimation, rendering, they'll screw up they're very intensive. Probably make the stream lag or something. That is a nasty 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 5-sided polygon. So let's get rid of that. There we go. So I think that part's looking fine to me for now. Where do I go from here? Turn off this fin mesh. And then I gotta unhide all that stuff. Let's check why does it feel like my camera is tilted? Oh, there, it's fine now. Okay, so I got the hind fin working fairly well. There's all these gaps and stuff that I gotta clean. Let me see if I can get this top part of the fin going. I mean the dorsal fin, these double dorsal fins. Okay. I think I'm gonna do what I did before. I'm gonna try. I'll take this front surface. All these verts. And then duplicate them. Let's shift them up slightly. Flip the normals, and then I'll like weld them back down or project them back down. Turn off the mirror really quick. Okay. Gotta project. Face project is on. We'll just kind of settle these verts where they should be in like corresponding. Oh, those were never even filled in. That's fine. I don't know, maybe there's a way to like invert the curvature of the mesh too, so that way it'll conform to the like inverse better, but I don't know how to do that. So I'm just going to manually adjust everything. Hey, Rosie. I am just working on this guy again. Oh. That's dangerous. I almost started merging the wrong verts onto the wrong place. This goes here, this goes here. Yeah, okay. It's gonna look super messy for a second. Get these tacked down onto the surface here, it'll look better. Why isn't that filling? Uh-oh. It's probably because it is inverted. Maybe. Yeah. Let's see. Mesh, normal, flip. Yeah. So this, that's a really long face there. Delete that face. Okay. So this is where this is the midline. I got this edge here that's going to support the the lip here. This edge is fine. There's maybe a mismatch of edges on the mesh here. Because this wants to be like here. And then these guys want to be over here. I don't know, maybe I'm okay. I hope. I might be fine. These guys are still floating up here. Okay. Oh, what is this? Did I have... I think I might have had a like a doubled up vert or something right there. These two match. These two match. What is this weirdness here? I know what's going on. Yeah. It's just that I have these spaced way too far. But this is kind of, probably need another loop in there somewhere. Because the surface area is just a little bit different from the front to the back. So this part has to stretch further than it does underneath here. It's kind of causing it to look just too spread out, basically. So if I could get another loop running in between here, probably that would be good. Yeah, I could stitch these together here. These seem, I mean, it seems like it lines up fine. It's just that I might need to introduce some other loops to kind of distribute things a little bit better, a little bit more even. Which I can probably manage somehow. Because like this area here, like if I added a loop here, it should just wrap around. Oh no. We need to turn that off. Okay. It should wrap around, and like once I fill in this area, it'll just loop around the tail. It's like a self-enclosed little loop, so I can probably add another loop there, no problem. Other areas like this, I'm not too sure. That one should work fine. Most of these should work fine, I think. Yeah. It's when I get up here to the front edge, because this flows into a different part of the body. It doesn't like stay looped. That's probably a different situation, but I don't need edge loops going in this section necessarily. So I think I might be good. I just need to settle everything in here. Oh, I keep on forgetting to switch between these two modes. I probably should find like a hotkey or something to bind to those so I can switch between. I'm pretty bad at learning hotkeys for Blender. Or making my own hotkeys. Little section here. I really need to I need to go over the whole mesh with like a, I don't know if there's a relax function. I could probably just go over it with a smooth or something, but it seems like there should be like a relax function for the polys. Like, what I mean by relax is like if I select a group of polys, there is this, but see how it jumbles it? Really stupid. I wonder if I change this, does it make any difference? Nope. It just makes it even more messed up. Yeah, it shouldn't be doing that. What a relax function should do is like if I go over here and I choose smooth and I brush over this, what it should try to do is even out the poly, like the distance between the polys, like tries to average them. And it's pretty useful because like over time, even if you're really good at like trying to keep an eye on it, inevitably like some of your loops are going to get too close to others. Some of your distances are going to get too far away. Like it's just not going to be even. And the relax will help sort of even out the distribution of stuff, of the polys. So you get a nice consistent like coverage things like trends, even if like naturally these polygons here are going to be more dense than like polygons on the neck, but it'll help have like a smoother transition, and then these polygons won't be so irregular. You can see that how that's working there, but it seems like there should be something in the edit mode, but I don't know. I have not found it. Or like the stuff that I have found doesn't really work very well. And then, let's see. I should probably, it's probably knocked out of alignment now that I did all that stuff. Let's see. We could probably, let me turn off the mirror. We'll do a quick shrink wrap onto this mesh just to like snap it back into place a little bit. I wonder, I bet if I go into sculpt mode with the shrink wrap on, it might do a better job of but I wonder. Okay. I just didn't want the smooth brush to go onto the opposite side of the mesh and start screwing up stuff there. So yeah, I need to do that over the majority of the mesh. But we can do we can make get the mirror back on. Clip. But for now, I'll just like kind of nudge things manually just to get them in a decent spot. Okay, I think I'm not done with the fins, but I kind of want to move on to a different area for the time being. Come and mess around with the face a little bit more. want that there. Okay. Sort of lip area. I'm kind of going back and forth between, like, if I want this to be like super, like how fleshy, I guess, do I want that area to be like mobile? I'm not sure yet. I don't think right now, I don't think I want it to be like it wouldn't be like our lips, right? Like they're not like super there's not a lot of muscle in them. They're more just like to protect the teeth and to like create a seal, kind of like an iguana's lips or a lot of reptilian lips. They don't they don't have a lot of muscle attachments in them, so it's not like they can't really like smile, or they can't like snarl or anything like that. So that's what I'm kind of thinking. But then again, I don't know, like this area might be cool if it could like snarl a little bit. Or maybe it's just like kind of in a permanent snarl position, just because the lower jaw has to swing up there, and then it kind of creates a seal here. I'm not sure yet. I'll grab all of these faces and take them up here. Ooh, and that kind of sealed up a lot more, or a lot cleaner than I thought it was going to be. It's pretty satisfying when it just kind of like snaps into place like that. It doesn't happen very often, but sometimes it does. I got 15 minutes to figure something out. Let's see. This music makes me want to jump back into Final Fantasy VII. I still haven't finished that game. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Need to finish. There's so much to do in there, though. I'm wondering too. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with these little teeth. Because I can make them separate meshes, or I can try to integrate them into this mesh, but I feel like that would be the much harder route to take. Let me try something. Talking to my friend about, there's supposed to be a relax brush in here someplace. So there's a relax pinch and there's a relax slide. I don't exactly know what they do. Let me turn that off. We're gonna add a deform. So I think if I use a shrink wrap, it'll help the mesh kind of stay in place a little bit more. But I wonder, can I use a shrink wrap without having the mesh visible? So this is the relaxed slide. So it does definitely slide stuff around. I guess it's just more like you gotta nudge things. You can nudge things around closer together or farther apart. You can always use smooth brush too, I suppose. I'm using the smooth brush more than I'm using the relax. Yeah, I don't know if I like it. I don't know. We just got to work with it a little bit more. But like, yeah, because you can, I mean, you can definitely push stuff, which I guess is cool. What does this do? This is a pinch. It feels too strong too. Let's see. I'm pretty sure though, like, I can't remember where I thought it was Loop Tools. Like Loop Tools used to have some sort of relax function. There used to be a relax function in here that worked really well, but they took it out for some reason. And now maybe they moved it somewhere and I just can't find it, or maybe they've took it out for real. But I do remember that it was in you know, all this stuff. It was in one of the menus where you could just select it, and you could select your faces and then click on the relax function. If you wanted to do it again, you could just Shift R to replay the last function you did, and you could do it multiple times. And it worked really well. I don't know why they changed it. Okay. Yeah, that to me feels a lot better. I mean, the things are a little bit more even. I need to do a little bit more of this. But I'll probably do that as like a refining pass on the mesh later. But it's coming along. I mean, I have little gaps here and there. Those are the toughest parts, I think. Cause yeah, I can, usually I can fill big areas with new polys. it's just connecting everything, like I was saying in the beginning. That can take a little bit more time. But yeah, I got new fins. These were not here today. I mean earlier today, so we got those in. I think it's a much better flow for the fins. For these hind fins, I mean. I just need to figure out these little holes here. In the mouth, of course. It's not too far. Cool. I think I'm gonna wrap it up just a little bit early tonight. Check on the doggo, make sure she's doing okay. Thanks everyone for being here with me this evening. I'll be back on next Monday at the same time, and we'll keep moving on. I might have, hopefully I have something new to work on, like new phase of things. So I'll try and wrap this up this week sometime. Maybe we can try some colors next time. But yeah, I'll see you around. See you next Monday. Bye bye.